It's me, your favorite VTuber, your favorite Satanist VTuber, the villain of VTubing community, One Grumpy Jill, or just Jill. Um, as you can see, there's no sexy Final Fantasy XIV gameplay in front of you right now, nor is there any delightful, beautiful Final Fantasy XIV music blasting in your ears. To be true, to be honest, I'm pretty sure that if I would play Final Fantasy XIV music without having any Final Fantasy XIV gameplay on the screen, Papa Square Enix would be very mad, and I don't want it, so I'm not gonna do it. Instead, this is what you get. And what you get, as you can see, is a Wikipedia page on Russia-Ukrainian war, which means that it's a political video. Yay. I did mention a few times that I want to get into political content. I want to start doing more political content because it's something that I do. I'm a leftist, as you know. Dirty, disgusting communist, as some might say, or an alpha chad, as others might say. With that being said, I did make a political compass video some time ago, and I haven't made any other political video ever since. I did make that JoJo video, which was more of a joke than anything else, really. And I'm still working on a transhumanist video, and talking about that one, if you expect it to be a 2 hour long, super edited essay, video essayist level of a video, it's probably not going to be. I'm just taking my time to research the topic well, which is not to say that I don't research my topics in general. It's just that the topic of transhumanism is a big one, and not all information is readily available, and there's a lot to talk about. And even if my editing is not going to be good, I do want to make sure that there's a very straight and cohesive narrative structure happening in the video so that it comes out as educationally well as possible. That being said, let's talk about a more pressing issue. I could have talked about this, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, but instead we're talking about it when it seems that the shit is going to be hitting a fan. So, I want to mention that I was born in Russia. I am Jewish, and I had to immigrate from Russia because of neo-Nazis' attack on me and my family. So I do think, or at least hope, that this would allow me to have a more of a different perspective than some of your other leftists online. And as a leftist online myself, I thought that I might as well make a video about it because I have some things to say. Now, it's not going to be a 2 hour long description of what happened, what went down, and historical details behind the relationship between Russia and Ukraine. It's not going to be any of that. But I will talk momentarily about some content creators online on the left, such as, a lot of them have been making videos. Two of the biggest ones might be Vaush and Hasan. If you are a leftist online, or at least left-leaning, you've probably seen their videos. And as you can see by my tabs, I will be talking about one of them. As you can see by my other tabs, I have just a few news articles open as an example, talking about how Zelensky just casually wants to leave Ukraine for some business, how Russia is planning post-invasion arrests and assassinations in Ukraine, how Russia has nuclear drills while doing Ukraine biz, which is lovely. You love to see that. This little piece of information caught my attention, which sounds very sexy, and it says that Russian-backed separatists in Ukraine are calling for mass evacuation. You love to see that. So with all of that being said, I just thought that I would give some of my thoughts. I would like to talk about what I think is happening, why I think it's happening the way that it is, and what we should do about it. So, first of all, I would like to start by saying that Putin is a disgusting fascistic piece of shit who, if he could, would capture Ukraine and restore the glory, quote unquote, of Soviet Union through capturing countries that do not want to join, such as Ukraine, and building convenient partnerships with countries that do want to work with him, such as Belarus. It's simple, it's not rocket science, it's just simple math. 1 + 1 is 2. You know how it is. Now, I did say if he could. If you remember the accident with Krim, this little piece of land, being Russian myself, I can pronounce it the way that it's supposed to be pronounced. Get fucked, Vaush. It feels like it happened a lifetime ago, but we all remember what happened. And what essentially happened is that Putin just kind of took it and used as a justification the fact that, oh, people were suffering there and they wanted to be a part of Russia. And that's a whole nother topic, but I think that's it. It's two different conversations whenever you have people who want to separate themselves from the country and then join another country, and whenever a leader of another country just casually storms with army and uses the idea of saving people's justification for his actions. I think those are pretty fucking different. Um, and so that's where we go back to Ukraine. If nobody really gave a fuck about Ukraine, um, Putin would just go in and take it. He would, 100%, for sure. It just so happens that America and Europe, NATO, they kind of do give a fuck. And so it's not as simple. Now, there were reports that some sexy, delicious, beautiful violence has began between Russian army and Ukrainian forces, which is delightful. But I would like to point out that I still do not think that it's going to be a war. The reason why is because while Putin is a fascist, he also is a rich asshole who loves to live a good life. And the people who run Russian country, that is to say oligarchs, also love to live a good simple life. And having a war would not mean that you're gonna have good and simple life. Once again, if Putin could just come and take it, he would. But it's clear that this is not going to be a situation that if he will take it, he will face repercussions. There will be a pushback from Ukraine itself because Ukraine was given weapons by America and NATO, and that there's going to be heavy financial pushback against Russia from Europe and America if he decides to go through with his plan. Which means that his life is not going to be that good or that simple, which is not what I think he ultimately wants. I do think that this whole thing is just a posturing on part of Russian Putin, but to try and get better economical deals from Europe and America. Now, you might say that he's posturing a little bit too fucking hard, but I do think that it's still within the realm of allowable, if you could say that. It's not a good word to use, but it's about the best one I can use. He's not starting a full-on war, and I think that what we might see happen in the next few days is that we're gonna see some action happening between Russia and Ukraine, some killing, some epic murder, and then he's gonna stop, and we're gonna find out that Russia happened to reach an agreement with America and Europe. Behind the scene, they're gonna sign some maybe deals which would be beneficial to Russia, or at least a little bit more beneficial to Russia, and Putin is just gonna casually pull back and kind of forget about the whole fiasco while still financially supporting fascistic organizations in Ukraine. You know how it is. It's not that different from what Kim Jong-un did a few years ago with Trump, how they were testing nuclear weaponry, and then they met with America, and then they kind of threw away their nuclear weaponry while also conveniently signing some new economical deals. I'm pretty sure that that's what went down. With all of that lovely information out of the way, where does it leave us? One more thing that I would like to point out is that, being Russian, I can check out Russian news, and there is a trend which I have noticed. In Russian news, they do not phrase this whole incident as a matter of invading Ukraine or taking Ukraine back. There are certain individuals that talk about it, sure, but for the most part, Russian media phrases the whole situation as Russia just defending itself against Ukraine, as if Ukraine can do any real damage to Russia. Yeah, sure, but it shows a trend, in my opinion. I feel like if Russia genuinely wanted to 100% take Ukraine, they would phrase it as taking Ukraine in the media. But they're not. They're phrasing it as self-defense. Now, that has shifted a little bit in the past 3 days, especially today, where they mentioned that Ukraine attacked and they're gonna have to retaliate in self-defense, blah blah blah, yada yada. We all know that. And it is scary, but I still don't think that they're gonna invade. It's just a feeling that I have. I was about 90% sure that they would not. Today, I'm about like 75 to 80% sure, but I'm still sure. But even though I think that they're not gonna invade, it doesn't mean that we should let them be and let them get away with it. Which brings me to my next point in the video, which is Hasan. Now that's a video that he made a few days ago. The title is Russia has still yet to invade Ukraine, day 11. I think that the title of the video was different, but I might be wrong about that. But it still does not change my position, which is that Hasan has an absolutely horrible dog shit fucking take. Holy fucking shit. My god, he has good takes when it comes to America, but when it comes to foreign politics, holy fuck, I do not understand why Hasan is so fucking brain dead. He is. It's not that he only phrases the issue in a simple light. He simplifies the conflict of Russia and Ukraine a lot. To just, oh, Russia is not going to invade and Ukraine doesn't want to have a war and America should just stay away. No, he simplifies this way too much, and that's a problem because international relationships are never that simple. And that's another problem which I see with a certain part of online left. And the problem is that you motherfuckers concern yourself with American imperialism and idea of being revolutionary in America more than you concern yourself with being a leftist. Let me tell you something. Simply being anti-American imperialism does not mean being a leftist. You motherfuckers are against American imperialism, yet you are supporting Russian imperialism. What is happening right now is Russian imperialism, and you are fucking supporting it by saying that we should do nothing. We did nothing when Putin took Crimea, and he took it, and that's a fucking embarrassment for the whole world. So it's clear that I am not in favor of what Hasan has said, and I'm on the side of what Vaush has been saying as of late. I think his position is a lot better and more correct in this issue. And if you want to say that I'm just sucking up to Vaush, feel free to debate me. I'm going to literally eat you alive. I'm going to vor you. You're not going to escape me. I'm going to eat you in a debate alive in 4K. But moving on from that, I think that's another big problem on online left. One of the problems on online left is apathy, which is something that I would like to talk about in another video. But another problem is that online leftists really occupy themselves with being anti-imperialists more than being leftists. They think that by being anti-American as much as possible, you're being as much as possible of a leftist, which is not true. You want America to intervene into international conflicts. You want America to support smaller countries. You just want America to do it properly, not with the intent of establishing a essentially military base or sucking the resources out of the land. No, you want America to essentially build up those countries, help them establish their own economy and democracy, and then create economical relationships with them. You want America to intervene. You just want America to do it properly. And that's kind of leads me to my main example. Imagine for just a second if America decided to invade Mexico. You know, we just casually decided to fucking put troops on the border of Mexico, just, you know, annex Mexico, make it part of America. And now suddenly, let's say Russia or maybe China is supplying Mexico with weapons to defend itself against America. You motherfuckers would be in support of that. You motherfuckers would be in support of helping Mexico and in support of bashing America for its action. But when the roles are switched, when it's NATO and when it's America supporting some other country against Russia, now you suddenly start to fucking cry like a bunch of little fucking babies and talking about how, oh my god, boo-hoo, Russia is so No, no, no. Russia is a bad guy in this situation. And American imperialism is infinitely more preferable to Russian imperialism. It fucking is. It's not an anti-left position to take, it's just a smart position to take. American imperialism nowadays spreads through economical pressure, economical relationships, which are better than, marching with a fucking army, taking land with an army, and just generally bullying countries around you into being your allies through army, through force. And that's another important thing to consider. That the reason why Russia can just act so bashfully and so crazy is because it's not tied economically to the rest of the world. You see, China can't really just do shit, just kind of go ape shit, just kind of go shizo mode, because China, like it or not, is connected with the rest of the world through economic relationships, through labor and money. Russia, much less so. That's why Russia often feels like Russia just wants to isolate itself because it can. It will be miserable, sure, because it's a poor fucking country, but it can do that. And that's an important thing. The reason why Russia can just go ape shit is because it's not strongly tied economically to European and American countries, which is not great. Ideally, Russia would play fairly with other countries economically, would entangle itself economically with other countries, which would mean that it would not be able to go shizo mode because there would be no threat of nuclear war, because America suddenly going bye-bye would now affect Russia. That's why China cannot do anything against America, or vice versa, because one of the countries just suddenly dying, like if America could just fucking bomb China, or China just could bomb America out of existence, that would have economical repercussions on China and the rest of the world. Less so with Russia, which is not great. Which is why Russia can just kind of go ape shit. And I think that it's very dangerous that so many leftists online, and in particular Hasan, just take such a fucking asinine, just such a fucking dogshit position of just like, oh no, America should fucking do nothing. Putin should just fucking march into Ukraine and we should just do jack shit. It's disgusting. It's genuinely fucking disgusting. It just shows such fucking, honestly, it shows a privilege. It shows privilege of a person who lives in America and does not know what the fuck is happening in other parts of the world. It shows a privilege of a person who does not understand relationships of other countries and only thinks about them from a perspective of being American. And that's fucking dangerous. That is dangerous. Thinking that American intervention is always worst, is always bad, and that American option is always the worst option on the table is fucking asinine, and you are trying to be more of an anti-American imperialist than you're trying to be an actual leftist, which is bad and incorrect and is not the way to go forward. Russia should not get away with what the fuck they're doing. We should not create excuses. We should not talk about how, oh my god, it's America and Europe through economical pressure is forcing Russia to go and capture Ukraine. Ooh, no, fuck you, crawl into my fucking mouth. Let me warn you, because your positions are fucking dog shit. It genuinely makes me fucking pissed. With that being said, where does it leave us? What the fuck should we do? Now, hoping that an actual open, all-out war between Russia and Ukraine does not begin tomorrow, I think that the best thing you can do is, first of all, support Ukraine with weaponry. Putting troops in Ukraine would be massive, just humongous escalation, which would not be good because Russia would retaliate with attacking. And if Russian soldiers attack American soldiers, oh no. Oh fucking no. So sadly, the best thing we can do is just kind of support Ukraine with weapons so that the people of Ukraine have means of defending themselves. I know that NATO, if I'm correct, put some troops in Ukraine. which is, considering all the details, different. Ask me as to why NATO putting troops in Ukraine is different. It's because NATO is not a country, and therefore there is enough of a difference. It's still scary, it's still escalation, but it's different if like a country would put its troops in Ukraine, definitely. So about the best thing America can do is just give weapons to Ukraine. We have a lot of those. We can share some. And we should do that to show that we do not support what Russia is doing. What Russia is doing is not good, is wrong, and we will fight against it in all the ways we can, without, of course, escalating issues to a nuclear war. But then another thing that you should do is put sanctions. Sanctions and financial penalties, punishments, if you wish, on Russian oligarchs. You have money in American corporations, you have some businesses in Europe. Oops, they're frozen now. You cannot access your money. You cannot do business anymore. Why? Because Russia is going apeshit. And those oligarchs are going to go cry to Putin and watch how fast Putin is going to change his tune. He will, because going back to my earlier point, ultimately, Putin and people who run Russia, that is to say oligarchs, want to live an easy and simple life with a lot of luxuries and without stress. Therefore, you need to put sanctions and economical limitations on oligarchs so that they would go cry to Putin, so that Putin could finally chill the fuck out. Would that have negative economical impact on Russian people? Most likely. And Russia 100% is going to frame it as America trying to hurt Russian people. But a counter to that is that Russian people already live horrible lives. It's a bit hard for me to say that because I do have relatives living in Russia. I have grandparents living in Russia who live economically not a good life despite being academics and people who worked hard throughout their entire lives. Their pension equals about $500 a month, which is nothing in Moscow. People in Russia already live horrible lives economically, and more sanctions against oligarchs are not going to make them that much worse. And if you do not like the idea of making lives harder for Russian people, well, it's not your fault. It's a fault of Putin and Russian government. So blame them. Do not blame America. In history, there was already a situation where you had a, let us say, tyrant who kind of went apeshit and nobody did anything against him, and that eventually led to World War II, and his name was Hitler. I would like to not repeat that, and so whenever Putin decides to go apeshit, I think that all of Europe and America should kind of tell him to stop and not do it. And I think that if you think that we should not retaliate against Russia with all that we have, and that you take the position of America just not intervening and that America is always wrong, yada yada, if those are the positions that you take, you're a fucking idiot. And you do not deserve to call yourself leftist. And if Hasan wants to fucking speak about how right he is and be fucking giddy about how anti-imperialist he is and anti-American he is and how cool of a revolutionary he is, all I gotta say to Hasan is that holy fucking shit, stop being such a drama queen of a fucking himbo. Get your head out of your ass, you drama baiting fucking motherfucker, and think, please fucking think. Your positions are mega dog shit. Mega fucking dog shit. Another thing that we can do and should do is travel. Russian people, especially Russian youth, should have as many options to travel to Russia and to immigrate to America. I said Russia, I meant America. Travel to America and travel to Russia. Why? Because this way, those people will get to see why America is better than Russia and why Russia sucks, and they will start to get mad. That was what's happening in the early 2000s, There was a lot of Western media and Western culture flowing into America. That's where I grew up on. And a lot of younger people who consumed it nowadays kind of go, wait, Why is Russia being so dog shit? Why do we have to deal with that? More and more younger people in Russia are getting angry at the situation they find themselves in, and we need to increase that. We need to make sure that as much media goes into Russia. We need to make sure that as many Russians travel to America, and we need to make sure that Russian youth has options to study in America or in American establishments and or immigrate to America, because that would be good and would have positive effect on bettering the perception of the West in Russia. Because trust me, the perception of the West in Russia right now is dog shit. Speaking about it, just a small little thing to mention. I've been checking out Russian news as of late, and my god, the motherfuckers are talking about trans people coming to take your children and anti-white racism in Russia. Like, racism was never a thing in Russia, not against black people, and they are framing it as a black versus white thing. They're talking about Black Lives Matter protests and how those wanna hurt white people, which is just American conservative talking points. And then they talk about transgender people trying to corrupt your children, even though Russia already kills all of its transgender people on sight. So what the fuck are you even doing? It's just kind of fucking hilarious, and also really fucking scary, disgusting, and sad. Um, all in all, it makes me really fucking mad to see all the people not taking this seriously. It makes me really fucking mad as a person who immigrated from Russia, who knows how fucking dogshit Russia is, who fucking understands the kind of people who are in Russia and who make those decisions to invade Ukraine, to fucking talk about all of this propaganda. It makes me mad to see people in America call themselves leftists, but they're not leftists. They just want to be anti-American, and that's it. And if you're just anti-American, you're not a leftist. You're just a dumb fucking cunt. And I really want Hasan to stop being a dumb fucking cunt. Stop being fucking giddy whenever it seems that Russia's not gonna invade Ukraine. Stop being such a baiting fucking asshole. Stop being such a drama queen, and finally fucking think. And everyone who disagrees with me, think. America is not the bad guy here. NATO is not the bad guy here. It's Russia. Now, with that being said, this is the video. I'm gonna have more videos in the future. I'm gonna have more political videos in the future, so yay. I'm gonna have more non-political videos in the future, which is good. I'm streaming today if you want to check me out. This video is sponsored by me, so check me out. Check out my Twitch, check out my Twitter so you can see where I go live. I'm currently working on getting a custom-made model. For me, it's going to be a PG model, but it's good because it's going to be my own, which is badass. A nice shift, I know, but it is a shift nonetheless. Now, if anyone wants to debate me, I'm open to the idea. Leave a comment below or reach out to my business email if you wish. I think I have my business email in descriptions. I'm not sure. If I do not, just leave a comment calling me a stupid content that you want to debate me or some shit. I need clout. I need to get more popular. You want to debate me? Debate me. I don't know. I don't think Hasan is gonna see it. But if Hasan is gonna see it, debate me, you pussy. And also, on the off chance, if Vaush is gonna see it, debate me as well. We agree on this issue, but just debate me. I wanna debate people. I wanna fucking debate people. I wanna fight violence. I want violence. I'm a communist and I want violence. I wanna debate people. I wanna fight people. I wanna fight people on a battlefield of ideas. I wanna war Ben Shapiro. Debate me. Fucking debate me. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care until then. Hopefully we're not gonna die from a nuclear war like tomorrow. Bye.